My name's Kyle. I'm from a small town in Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. Right now I'm living in Boston. I go by the stage name of Drop Knowledge.
I'm city living, looking back and forth from the window to the ceiling, scheming up a millin', clipping puppet strings off these people cause I'm real and proving, showing to rappers that there's a brand new villain. Man, I'm killing the competition here, waited out for my mixtape now, you see what I'm about. I do it for the love, I don't do it for the shouts. If you steady talking trash, put a dick up in your mouth.
My name is Chris Davis. I'm from Medway, Massachusetts. I live in Framingham. I, yep, I'm the singer of my band.
Singer, what's your band called?
We are Fifth World.
I got started in music probably when I was a kid. Both my parents played music. My father played the guitar, my mom played the piano, and then I took music classes just growing up, so I was just always around it. I played the trumpet and the piano when I was a kid, and then I taught myself how to play the guitar, and then I furthered my knowledge as far as the piano went, and then I've always written since I was a kid, so.
It's actually kind of a funny story. I started when two of the guys that I'm still in the band with, the guitarist and the bassist, were doing a Mudvayne cover band. They were covering two Mudvayne songs at the high school coffee house. And I was a huge fan of Mudvayne, of their first album. It's still one of my favorites to this day, and it came out in like 2001. And they were doing two songs, so it was like the Friday of the show, their singer dropped off, and I had heard about them doing it earlier that day. So I decided to, one day they came up to me because their singer dropped off and heard I liked, Mudvayne a lot and asked me to sing for them. And that night, I went because I knew all the words to the songs. And that night I went on stage and screamed my heart out.
My biggest musical inspiration, lately, I guess I would probably have to say Lupe Fiasco. Growing up, I listened to a lot of rock and blues before I really got into hip hop. I listened to a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, things like that. I still listen to stuff like that. So pretty much everything, to be honest. I listen to every kind of music. Everything around me inspires me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Currently, I'm probably largely influenced by the lead singer of Lamb of God, lead singer of, Randy Bly, lead singer of Acacia Strain. I have a lot of wide influence. Back then, Mudvayne, Chad, the lead singer of that band, again, he absolutely blew my mind with what he could do. But now probably, yeah, the Acacia Strain I like a lot. He's a really good singer. They're both local.
Being too busy in life and letting practical life get in the way of somebody's dreams, or say my dreams. I don't know, just go for it. If you really believe it, do it. If not, don't waste your time. But the fact that I work all the time and I lead like a normal life outside of the whole musician life, just I don't sleep, don't sleep, can't sleep, won't sleep, so whatever.
Probably time, money. You know, with all four of us, all have to work outside of we all have to work outside of the band. Some of us 5 to 6 days a week, on top of two of the members are in school full time, on top of also, working 35, 40-hour work weeks. And, really organizing time to do it. A lot of the times it will be random members that can meet up and get together when we can. Yeah, it's usually a lot of I don't know, cut and pasting here and there and then putting it all together at the end. Which is also difficult because it's a lot easier to write a song with all four members there.
Successes, before I moved out here to Boston, I lived in Minneapolis for about a year and a half, and I'd probably have to say my biggest success was when I opened up for one of my favorite MCs, Atmosphere, when I was out in Minneapolis. And I considered that definitely like a turning point and actually being being confident in what I make. You know, being like, you know, Slugs thought my shit was cool, so I guess it is. You know what I mean? I was young. I got a couple shows lined up in the Midwest in the next month or two. Not much around here, but yeah, a couple shows. Still trying to stay on my game as far as live shows go.
So you want to be more nationally, not locally?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not really from Boston, so I'm not gonna say that I'm from Boston, and I've lived in like 7 different places, so I'm just trying to do the music thing given what I know, not necessarily like trying to rep my city. I mean,
Yeah.
all the power to you. If you like my shit from my city, it's cool,
Yeah.
but you know, not that important.
Would you play in Boston then?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just I've only been here for about a month and a half, and I'm just starting to get networked with people around here.
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years?
Successes, I mean, we've played in some nice crowds. Probably the largest crowd we played in front of was probably like 200 people. Like, you know, it was like a all-day local music festival. That was a lot of fun. We
Where
ran.
was that?
That was in Foxborough. It's a Showcase Live. I don't know, it was like Drop C Destruction or something, I don't know. Die Will Be Done headlined. And I don't know, I guess they've toured all over the world. I guess. I didn't know much about them. All I knew is that I was asked to play the show and I said yes. So we pretty much would just get offered shows and play them when people would offer them to us. We were kind of lazy in that aspect. We never really went out of our way.
Yeah.
My name is Bob Soers. I'm a retired music teacher from the town of Somerset, where I taught for 35 years. Middle school, high school, band director, and general music teacher. You learn a lot about people and times through the music. I really don't like to say that the music has diminished. I feel that through the budget cuts and the lean years, Somerset has maintained an extremely well-rounded music program, more so than most of the communities in our area. Examples of that is one of the few communities that has a, a marching band program, 2 symphonic bands in the school, in advance, a more select group, and then a general group that anyone can play in. A lot of the kids that are in the select group play secondary instruments in the larger group. We also have a full orchestra that most school systems are struggling to have, if they have at all, a string program. And we have not only a very strong string program, but you know, we have a middle school and a high school orchestra. Our choral groups, at the high school, there's a select choir, there's a full concert choir, there's a treble choir, which is female voices. There's also a show choir, which is singing, dancing, and a pit band that plays along with it. So we have all these at the high school, and the middle school has pretty much, with the exception of select choirs and show choirs, the same kind of program. We have lost staff over the years. One of the biggest things affected by that, I would say, is, and it hasn't really taken full effect yet, but reduction in staff is going to cause problems with the instrumental lessons program. And the instrumental lessons program is what feeds musicians into the high school. Where we once had a string person that traveled throughout the town, starting in grade 4, giving string lessons. They've cut some of that back, but we still have a string person that's very strong in the middle school. They've divided that kind of program up between several people who are not necessarily strong string players, but do have a limited background in strings.
I went to school and I learned a lot of stuff from there. So I went to Berkeley here in Boston. Usually it's a 4-year program. I took like 7 classes a semester and finished it in like 2.5 years. I finished the second half of it while I was out in Minneapolis because it's music production, most of it's on the computer, so you can do it online, luckily.
I didn't have so many music classes in high school. A lot of them I got in college, you know. Music courses, I mean, there was the high school chorus. There were musicals, but I never really did them because everybody always talked trash about the director, and I never liked what I heard. So I didn't do the musicals in my own high school. I did them with the Milford Performing Arts Center. I don't know if there was more access to individualized learning. Again, also, I can imagine where my skills as a bongo player could be right now if I had, you know, if I was given the options or at least given the guidance for where I could achieve those things. I think that would have made a big difference in my early music development.
Yeah, the Save the Music program is the program that's keeping the music in schools because of the budget cuts and everything.
We are a nonprofit dedicated to restoring instrumental music programs in public elementary and middle schools across the country. It builds self-esteem and proven that it increases math and science scores. People who learn how to read music, their scores are higher in math and science. It brings people together as a team. Students are more likely to stay in school if they have a music program. Well, one of the main problems that we foresee is the turnover in teachers. As budgets get cut every year and teachers get cut, that makes it difficult for us to bring instruments into a school.
I feel like I've heard of it through Hot Topic. I think they had a Save the Music thing where they would sell, they'd always ask me to buy buttons or wristbands or whatnot, and you know, you got the little Save the Music pins. I think I probably actually have one in my little pin collection over there.
We had, Somerset was one of the last communities that actually had required music through grade 10. Right? As a sophomore in high school, I had a music appreciation class that was a required class. Now since then that's cut back, the requirement is down just to 8th grade. We start very young. To eliminate that in the school system is preposterous. That's crazy. You know, you take something that's a seed, you plant it, and it starts to grow. You don't all of a sudden, you know, stop watering it and stop fertilizing it and then wait a few years and expect it to bloom and blossom and become something wonderful. It doesn't happen. You know, it's extremely important. Extremely important.
You seem like you have strong feelings towards like the music program.
Oh, I think music and art are critical in terms of creativity and all of that, and I wish we could maintain them, and we're doing everything possible to maintain a lot of them. That's for sure.
Well, one of the main problems that we foresee is the turnover in teachers. As budgets get cut every year and teachers get cut, that makes it difficult for us to bring instruments into a school.
I think music and art in schools is incredibly important. It's just helps kids develop. It helps you become an individual.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's where I started learning music, so yeah, of course.
Music is extremely important in the school system. First of all, music is the universal language. You can go anywhere in the world, not be able to communicate with someone verbally, but you could sit next to them and play music and interpret music the same way.
Right now I got a bunch of stuff online. I'm working with a bunch of people that I've met from all over the place, to be honest. Pretty much just working on a mixtape that I have coming out in like a month, trying to get that finished, and then I'm working with a bunch of different producers on the album that I have coming out this summer. No, mixtape's called Exceptionally Average, though.
We have 2 demos out right now. I don't even know where the copies are for them right now. But I can probably burn one very easily off of my computer. But yeah, we have a 3-song demo out that we recorded probably 2 years ago. And then we recorded a 3-song demo probably about a year ago now. First one 2 years ago, second one a year ago. Yeah, that's probably about I think we did it last September.
This year we have a songwriter series. It's like a songwriters music series. It's, 3 different benefit concerts with 3 different artists in 3 different cities. And it's all the money goes to the foundation. We have Starburst is presenting it, and right now for the first one we have Matthew Morrison, May 10th in New York. And then in June we have the band Perry performing in Nashville.
Anybody who wants to be an artist should just do what they really love, what they enjoy. Don't try to be something you're not. Nobody wants to hear something that you've already done, or somebody else has already done, or something that you're trying to copy from like 4 years ago, because it's been done. That's why it's the best. Just like look ahead.
Don't take music out of schools. Keep the art in the schools. That's what I'm saying.